Hi and welcome to TFF TV, and today we have Ben, the Arsenal manager, we have Mick Oldfield, the Barnsley manager, and we have Philip, the manager of Scunthorpe. Evening, gentlemen.
Evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Philip, we've Skyped you before, but we didn't have a very good picture, so it's good to see you. And Mick, this is your first time on here, so thanks very much for coming. And Ben, we all know you, Ben.
Seasoned.
Yeah, Ben's infamous.
I'm a virgin.
Can't be many of them in Barnsley. Right. Here we go. So, first of all, I think we'll start with Division 4, which is you, Philip. Your manager of Scunthorpe. What can you say about your team? What can you say about the league so far? What have you noticed?
Scunthorpe. I think from last year, last season, it was really disappointing. I made a lot of bad signings. It's my own fault. I hold my hand up. I've cleared the decks this season, fetched in 10 or 12 new players, shifted 7 or 8 out, and it's still ongoing. It's a process I'm building, and I'm hoping to bounce back. Yeah,
Philip, Scunthorpe is your real life team, isn't it?
It's where I live. Where I live. I was born in a small village only 5 miles away.
Yeah. So, what have you noticed about the other teams? Where do you see your team in Division 4?
The other teams, I think 1 or 2 teams have strengthened quite well this season. I feel Northampton will probably get a quick return. They came down with me and Oxford, with Scunthorpe and Oxford. I feel Northampton will go up straight away, possibly first or even second. Sheffield United they've brought in Crouch, and they've got Andre Gray or Andre Gray.
Is that Sheffield United or is that someone else?
No, that's Sheffield United. But I think they're a bit thin on the ground. If them 2 players are not playing or get injured, I think Sheffield United could actually struggle.
No, Philip, have you got that right? Sheffield United have got a massive team. They've got an amazing team.
Yeah, but no, I'm not convinced by it. I've looked at all the stats today in the All League.
Right.
In the All League, I personally, I've had 2 opening matches in Southend and Milton Keynes.
Yeah.
And I feel both of them could possibly be in the playoffs or even better as well.
You might be right. So we'll say for now, Philip, an outside chance of the playoffs for you. Is that fair?
I'd like to say automatic promotion, but being realistic, I think if I can get to the playoffs, I'll be happy.
Fair enough. And moving just into the middle of my screen and not too far up the road is Mick, and you're actually a real-life Barnsley supporter.
Yeah, Barnsley born and bred. Like I say, you can throw Man United at me and I'd never take another club on. This is who I am.
Yeah, you're Barnsley in a lot of game worlds, I've noticed.
A lot.
Yeah.
For me sins, I like a struggle.
Yeah. So, Mick, I mean, listen, last season you stayed up by the skin of your teeth. You have been made most people's favourites to go down this year. What do you say to
that? I'd like to say they're wrong, and I'm hoping to prove them wrong. But today, doing a little bit of research on Division 2 and looking at the squad surrounding me, I think there's a chance I will be struggling along with others, but I think there's a real chance I'll be fighting. I think I'll get away with it. Last year, I made a judgment. I looked at TFF as a league, and I knew it. I was hoping it's going to be a long-term project, because I know as you as a Colchester manager, me as a Barnsley, to take over and make a team, and Scunthorpe, to take over teams like these and make them successful, they're only one thing. They have got to be a long-term project. I don't like these game wheels that start and finish and collapse after 2 or 3 seasons. I want something that goes into 10, 20, 30 seasons, because that's the only way, such as Barnsley and Scunthorpe, I'll ever see the fruits of the labour. So last year, my intent was to buy young and to buy some up-and-coming stars and wait for them. Unfortunately, everybody jumped on the old man's bandwagon, and I was very unlucky. I survived by the skin of my teeth. During close season, I've re-looked at my squad, kept most of the young team, but I've invested in some older players with a little bit higher rating, and I'm hoping to survive this season, and I'm hoping to see some of my younger players coming through. I mean, I've already had this season alone, I've 7 rate risers in my team.
That's good.
My rate.
Mick, I want to touch on something you just said about you're in it for 10, 20, 30 seasons. This game world means a lot to me, and it means a lot to a lot of people. And it's probably why, I mean, at times I've been way too passionate myself, and I hold my hand up, and Ben's the same. But it really does. I love this game world. But this game world won't survive without people like you, Mick. It's all very well having people taking all the big clubs and all the rest of it, but people like you taking over a smaller club and taking care of that club, they're the unsung heroes in a way. So, I've got nothing but respect for you. And I'd like to see Barnsley do well.
I mean, I've been in these soccer manager for a number of years now. I've had my Barcelonas. I've played Barcelona. I've played Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Manchester. I've had these teams. But as you can see through teams I play as managed now, a lot of them are your smaller, your sideline teams. They've obviously got decent squads as I've built them up, but I like taking like Accrington Stanleys and
Mick, I just want to briefly go through Division 2 just quickly. In your opinion, who do you see going up to the Division 1, the top division?
You've got a Sevilla. You've got it with strength and depth of squad.
Yeah.
Forest, it depends on manager. I mean, there's a good squad there, but it depends who takes over it.
That's very topical, Mick. All right, Mick. Thanks very much. We'll get you and Philip back on in a minute. But now we got Benny Boy, and Ben, you are top dog in the game world right now.
After 2 games, Rob.
You are
a long way.
You are like Al Capone at the moment. You are calling all the shots. So, what's been going on with Arsenal this season? Quite a lot.
Quite a lot, yeah. Couple of changes. Brought in some youth. Brought in Messi. I mean, under the radar. Last season, I think it was well documented. We were dropping points against, your Sunderland. Sunderland did the double over us. Dropping points against Stoke.
Yeah, Ben, that reminds me of like real life Liverpool. Your record against the top managers is probably the best.
It's really good. I mean, I don't know how many guys know about the old TFF. Back when IF was in charge of it, I had an excellent record against the top teams there. Same problem. And you got to a cup final which didn't ever get played, but same.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping as signing Messi in particularly, I think he's the man. We're struggling against these mid-table. I mean, I'll say mid-table teams. Teams that really we should be beating. I'm hoping Messi's the man that's going to, be the difference this season. That's why we brought him.
Now, last week, Ben, I covered you and your team quite a bit, and I gave you a bit of stick because I said, look, he sold Cruz. What's he playing at? But as I was speaking, you were re-signing him.
Yeah. I sold him for profit anyway.
Yeah.
And the idea was I was going to have Messi with Neymar, have this fantastic attacking lineup. Oof. And then, I watched your panel show, and then, it was a bit like midfield. I was weak in midfield compared to everyone else. You look at Chelsea's midfield, good midfield, Man City midfield. So, yeah, I mean, I had to sign him back. And I did.
Cruz and Messi, and then they make their debut, and you play in a really big game with Man United. Do you want to talk about that while we're on here?
Nah, I think Kev was a bit hard done by. I thought it was a comfortable game. I've got a good record against Kev. Beat him. Was it 3-0? 3-0 in the first game of the regular season last season. Beat him in the cup on penalties. That was a bit close, and then he did me closer towards the end of the season. But like I said, I'll go back to it. I've got a good record against the big teams. Apart from Spurs last season, I think I beat every other top 6.
Yeah, Spurs were properly loaded up the first half of the season. Ben,
Yeah,
do you
of
see
course.
Man United getting into the top 4 this year?
Nope. Pure. I mean, I like Kev. He's a good bloke. Nothing against him. I just think his tactics sometimes can be questionable. I mean, like that's
Oh, Ben, we lost you for a
defensive
sec.
mentality.
We lost you for a sec there,
Connection's
Ben.
poor. Where did I get up to?
His tactics are questionable.
Yeah, I mean, United squad ain't the best, in my opinion, anyway. I think they're lacking up front. They need that. Kane's a good player, but he ain't doing the business for him. Got a decent midfield, but I think tactically, I don't think he's up to scratch with United.
For me, they had 1 weak area was the centre midfield, and he's addressed that. So I'm surprised by the start he's made. Who's your challenger then? Who's your rival this year?
Liverpool, Roy Keane at Liverpool.
No strength in depth, though.
No depth. I mean, I think he's got 14. I think he's got 14 players to pick from his first team. I looked at his youth team, and there ain't no one to back him up there. So a couple of injuries. But then we said that about Hammers Spurs last season.
Yeah.
How many players did they have? 15 maybe in Hammers first team.
Yeah.
Blitzed it. He got lucky, but I mean, with Liverpool, I know the manager from previous game worlds. He's a good manager. He does build strong first 11s. Doesn't tend to go for cups, but he does win leagues. So I have to say Liverpool at the moment are going to be the
title.
big.
Ben, we keep saying it, but I look at that Chelsea team, and that Chelsea team has to be right up there.
Yeah, 100%. I mean Mark. I don't know how good Mark is at Newcastle yet. I'm playing him next, but Mark's done the business against Chelsea. Got a nice 2-2 draw there. Can't remember who Chelsea played first, but they dropped points already. So I think the manager at Chelsea could be. I mean, we don't know a lot about him, do we? Really, he's an unknown quantity.
Yeah. Now I'll just give Mark a mention. He did ask to be mentioned, so we'll give Mark a mention. He's done brilliant business in the transfer market, and he's had an excellent start to the season. Does anyone feel Newcastle could be a challenge this season? Ben?
I do.
Oh, you do, Mick. Ben? Well, we've lost Ben again.
I think if I've looked at Newcastle and of all the teams, I think they've got the brightest future.
Newcastle, yeah, he's been in a very... We're having technical difficulties with Ben, but we'll hopefully get him back in a sec. But yeah, you're right, Mick. Newcastle have got an excellent squad ahead of them, haven't they? No wonder Mark's pleased with himself.
Yeah, some young players that have not even come to the best yet.
We're just going to add Ben, if I can. And Philip, have you been paying attention to Division 1?
Not too much. I think I've probably got too many game worlds to take too much out of switching leagues, watching other teams in other leagues. I concentrate a lot on my teams, but only particularly in the leagues they're actually in.
Yeah.
Because to follow 90 clubs, 100 clubs...
How many teams have you got then?
I'm currently managing... I've just quit one today, which was the Game World, which Cam had.
Yeah, but how many have you got in total?
At the moment, I'm playing 18, but I can do as many as 26.
I don't know how you do it. I've cut down about 9.
I cut down. I had up to about 3 weeks ago. I actually was running 22 clubs. I'm down to I think it's 17, 18 now. So,
right. Don't know what's going on with Ben's reception, but desperately want to get him back because I know
it's a struggle. It is a struggle to follow two. I mean, obviously, like the Man United. I mean, I'm a Man United supporter. I have been all my life since I was 9, 10 years of age. But I don't get a lot of success managing them. I've managed them on 2 or 3 occasions, and I generally do pick smaller team clubs.
Well, often I managed Spurs in the previous TFF, and I had a disaster. Sometimes it's hard running the team you support and love. Sometimes you make decisions based on your heart. Oh, Ben, we've got you back.
You do.
Birmingham's internet isn't the best, I'm afraid. We're known for
Do you know?
second
I don't
robbery.
mind because I don't know about you guys, but I remember the old World Cup satellite links when they would be speaking and someone would be 10 seconds behind someone else. So,
Space travel.
Apologies.
this is real life TV, guys. This is live as it's happening, so these things can go wrong. All right,
Yes.
so we've covered the. I just want to briefly mention Division 3. My team's struggling in the first 2 games. We've been outplayed in both. I've got a hard season ahead of me. What I've noticed is it's a really tough league. Very, very close teams with an average rating 86, 87, 88. I don't know what Wimbledon's is. It's off the scale. Wimbledon and Wolves are very good. But there's a lot of teams with very high-rated older players. It's going to be a real battle and a real dogfight. And I've decided I didn't want to even compete financially with any of that. So I'm trying to run Colston more long-term. But it doesn't sit well with me being in the bottom 3 or 4 right now. But Division 3, I think it's well documented who Wimbledon is and what they're all about. And they're going to be right up there. But there's so many teams I could mention right now that have got a chance. And I wouldn't like to guess at the moment. Take your pick from about 12 could go up. But it won't be Colchester, unfortunately. So now...
You're going to get the same problem this term, Rob, as I got last term.
I'm gonna, yeah, I am. I'm gonna find it difficult.
I think that's the problem. And Scunthorpe's such a small, financially run club.
Yeah.
I could not compete with the likes of Wolves.
The thing is, there are the odd veteran players out there on big wages, but Colchester get gates of about 5,500. I don't want to run the club into debt. So
I'm saying I won't put Scunthorpe in debt.
No.
Any club.
Go on, Mick.
The thing is what I'll go back to again is, yeah, these guys are buying these veteran older players, but they'll never have a rate increase, or very rarely. Some of these, like Colchester, like Scunthorpe, will have to buy young and cheap.
Yeah.
If they sit on them players long enough, they're actually going to be in a more powerful position.
Yeah.
And it's good. You know what I mean?
You just have to take the hits. And I just want to ask Ben something. Ben, you're like a different world, but you're one of the top managers that I think does pay attention to the finances.
Have to. I mean, it was mentioned earlier, TFF, in my opinion, is going to be a 20-30 season slog. You know what I mean? There's no point having a top team like Arsenal signing all the best talent in the world and then, going into debt in season 5, because then where does that leave you then? You've got Arsenal in Division 3, Division 4 after season 21. It can't happen.
No, that's right.
But, kudos to the guys that in the lower leagues. I mean, it's so easy to sign, these 88s, 89s that are going to bleed the club dry. So yeah, credit to the people who play the long game.
The only thing is that contradicts, as I've said it in the last panel show, Wimbledon's what they're doing, it is working, and they will probably get promoted, and then they do get the investment. And for me, it feels just like you get rewarded for doing that.
Yeah.
And Colchester didn't get a penny investment. So I was very careful with what I did with money last year, but it kind of went against me. But anyway, mind you, I've made some good deals with Man City and Tottenham, so I can't complain. Right then.
I've made a lot of bum deals we owe.
Yeah. Right, it's all happening. I really don't know where to start. Ben, do you want to start us off with anything?
Should we start off with today's breaking news story about Tottenham Forest?
Yeah, Ben, summarise it all for us, please.
I mean, I don't know what you want me to say. Cam threw his toy out the pram.
He had an argument with me, unfortunately.
Oh, with you, Rob, that makes sense. You're at the centre of most.
What have I done?
Yeah, I mean, Cam's done what he wants to do, and then obviously Hammer's looked at it and decided he wants to take the step down for whatever reason. Hammer's decided he wants to do that.
What's your thoughts on that, Ben?
Where can I start? The annoying thing is he'll come back at me.
One too many joins. It's just one too many joins, isn't it?
One too many. But yeah. Current squad value, 66 million.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to compare Spurs to Arsenal. Arsenal, at we sold James Milner, but we were, as of yesterday, 500 million squad value. Not to brag, guys.
This hurts.
So, Spurs are 400 million and then some of the current total value of Arsenal squad. We're in season 2. I don't know what you want me to say. Season 2, he had Spurs 18 points clear. I mean, you're talking, he was well into the season, you're talking turn 15, 16, 17, 18 points clear, and we are sitting here now. Hammer's won the vote. He's left Spurs in the bottom 3. It's season 2. They are a mess.
Okay, Ben, what do you feel about Tottenham getting a new manager? Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I'm 100%. I mean, if Hammer's decided that he wants to step down and let someone else have a crack, fair enough. Spurs, for the betterment of the game world, need a new manager. 100%.
Where you don't agree is you don't feel Hammer should walk into the Forest job.
No, I think Forest, the way Cam's done it, he's done it the way he's done it. They've been successful. They're not built up as long term as well as other clubs in Division 2 are. But it's a good Division 2 club. Now, if Hammer's come to Nick and said, "Listen, I can't take this Spurs job on. I need to step down," which is effectively what he's done because he's asked for the Forest job. I like Nick, good lad, runs the game world well. No one's perfect. I think Nick's dropped the ball a bit here. Nick probably should have said to Hammer, "Listen, you basically admitted you're taking a step down. Do us a favour. Go back to Division 3. Go back to Division 4. Come back. Do it properly. Yeah. Let someone have a crack at Division 2, Nottingham Forest. Preferably the only other lad interested." Okay. And then Spurs. That still frees Spurs up at the end of the day.
Philip,
that's my opinion.
Philip, would you agree with what Ben said? Philip.
In so much as I don't think you should let Hammer have anything above a 4th division team.
So Philip, you think
because to me, I feel as though he's just run Tottenham into the ground, and I feel he'll do the same for Forest, and that's not fair on Forest either, is it? Or their previous manager, who is still holding, like you say, Forest they are a good club. I don't think, and it's not a personal thing.
Was it not big of Hammer to step down, move Spurs on?
I think in some respects, I think Hammer should actually stay at put it right and put it right. He's the one that's put this club in such a mess that they're not going to get back in the top flight for the next 20 seasons.
It's a fair point. It's a fair point, Philip. But just like in real life, if you make a mess or perceived mess, you don't get the.
You usually get sacked, don't you?
You usually get sacked.
Yeah.
So, Mick, what are your thoughts? Do you agree?
Well, I like Hammer. I think he's good for this game world. I think I like his Hammer TV.
Yeah.
But when he first started doing it, I thought, is this a cunning plan that all the experienced managers in all this game world have never seen, and it's a cunning plan by Hammer. So cunning, nobody could see it, but obviously it's not. And the only thing is he going to do a kamikaze on Nottingham? Is he going to go kamikaze on Nottingham? If there were some guarantees, then let him have Nottingham job. But there's no guarantees.
Yeah, Mick,
and he's not even sorted his transfer ban out yet.
Mick, I understand what you're saying, and when he was walking away with the league, I honestly thought he was winning the league. And unlike you guys, Ben, Nick Justice, Kev, Mark, Iv, I've only been playing this game a year, and I'm really actually wet behind the ears. I've never seen a game world beyond 2 seasons. I've never been in season 3 in any game world. So I really don't. But you guys all know. You know how to plan and how to prepare teams. I'm kind of making it all up as I go along a little bit. But what Ben said earlier, I totally agree with. I mean, what happens in season 10 and beyond? And, that's why I do like what people like Mark are doing with their team. I think Newcastle are going to be a big threat in this game world.
Unfortunately.
I agree.
Yeah. So, okay, Ben, where does that lead us on to next? So we got up to the bit where Hammer's now going to Forest. Where are we now? Do you want to keep us going with the news feed?
I mean, I'm just trying to have a look. To be fair, I can see Kevin Lewis having a ding dong in the old group chat.
The Facebook group is intense. My word. I mean, Ben, we've had words, haven't we, Ben?
Yeah, we've had words. I mean,
Gets heated, doesn't it?
people have been had words. 80 different people all crammed in together, different backgrounds, different, everything. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, I'm just having a look at the moment now. A couple of the lads have chucked the names into the hats for the Tottenham job.
Who's that?
Ali at Sheffield United, he's chucked his name in.
Well,
Fums has chucked his name in, and IF has chucked his name in.
Well, you say
so far.
Nick chose the names, and he actually put my name in. So I just want to give my little presentation. This is passion right here. Look, Ib's an Arsenal fan, and Thumbs has called them Spuds. Can't give it the thumbs. Right. So let's. Mick and Phillip, I don't know if you know. Sorry, Ben. Sorry, what did you say?
That's right, one. It's all right. I'm lagging behind here anyway, so you crack on.
Yeah, we're in Mexico. You're 10 seconds behind. So Phillip and Mick, there's 5 names nominated for the Tottenham position. All right. It's not fair to speak about me because I'm here, so it's unfair on the others. But we can certainly speak about the other candidates. They all seem really strong candidates, to be honest. And they are Mark Stewart of Gillingham, Iv of Aston Villa, Ali at Sheffield United, and Thumbs at Bolton. Anyone want to say anything about any of those managers that deserves a merit?
I think Gillingham and Sheffield United have both done really well. I mean, I'm on about my finances. I mean, a lot of the teams in my divisions probably had a 10, 20 million pound start just by exchanging players because their ratings were a lot higher. But you look at Gillingham, and okay, he's gone for an older squad than me, but he's created, a pretty strong squad from poor finances, probably in a worse finance than me. And so hats off to the guy.
Mark is a Welsh guy who's he's in charge of Gillingham. He's actually been on this show. He's been Skype before. He's done a brilliant job, and he's been in soccer SM quite a long time, I think. But he is a very, very good manager. I always say it. If he was to get hold of one of the big Division 1 clubs, I think he would be a threat. Yeah, Philip, have you been following any of this at all today? You can be honest.
Only with laughter, to be honest.
That's all we can do.
It's quite a lot of drama, isn't it? Really,
it is, Philip.
Over a game, I think at times some people, not so much myself because I'm very light-hearted, but I think too many people in this game actually take it far too seriously.
I know those idiots take it seriously.
To be honest, it's the insults and things that I'm not comfortable with.
No.
I've been close to actually quitting the game on a couple of occasions because
that's really bad.
Because of I don't want to sit there and just watch people ranting and raving and abusing each other.
No,
I want to get on and discuss about the foot. I mean, I'm in it. I love Football Manager games. I'm 57. I've played Football Manager games ever since computers was first brought out.
Yeah.
Ever since I could kick a ball basically, or I could use a computer. I don't like all this social media abuse that people are giving each other. And especially when it starts getting personal.
Philip, TFF was an amazing game world, and then somewhere along the line a Facebook group was created, and then obviously I think Hammer brought in his thing, and that kind of that initiated, and now we've got this. And good intentions. I think always good intentions. People didn't do it to cause problems, but it does get a bit intense, and there is responsibility by all of us. We're all adults. Once or twice I've let myself down as well. I mean, I quit SM a couple of weeks ago because of an argument, and I'm embarrassed by it now. It's ridiculous.
It does make you feel like that though sometimes, don't it? Even if it's not personally against you.
No, but I'd had enough, and I felt this is silly. Right? I've got real life to be getting on with. And,
I'm not enjoying it because of all the crap that's going on.
No. I took about 3 days away, and then I was missing it. I was getting withdrawal symptoms, so I came back, tail behind my legs. And
most of us take this game pretty serious.
We do. There's a lot of passion.
We try as best, but we're all grown men.
Yeah.
Or most of them I've seen on it. We're all grown men that have a similar passion. I mean, surely we have that in common, and we don't have to be nasty to each other.
No,
that's right. That's right.
And
there's no need for the insults.
There isn't. We're all good lads in real life, I think, and I think if we all had a beer together, we'd get on. But for some reason, listen, we're all competitive, and you know what guys are like anyway. We are naturally competitive, and we're all rivals in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I like the competitiveness. I like the competitiveness of playing with other people rather than just the AI. You know, your artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
It's better than the single player game
for sure.
That. But there's a line that you shouldn't be crossing.
We can't lose respect.
We shouldn't lose respect for each other. Like Barnsley, to me, you love them to bits, but for me, Barnsley wouldn't do anything for me. I wouldn't have the passion. I wouldn't have the passion to be a Barnsley manager. But fair play, would anybody want Scunthorpe? If I offered Scunthorpe to the 90, 100 players that's in TFF, I don't think one person would take them.
This is what's beauty about this game. We could all put us all shirts on today and all wear different shirts and all support, you know, and I'm managing the club I love. I don't want anybody else. But
I don't.
We can do it without being, you know, overly abusive to each other.
Okay, so guys, what's the next step for TFF then? Because it is an amazing game, World. It's my favourite one. Does anyone have any ideas? Ben, what do you suggest?
I think we're in a good place right now. I think the new blog now for season 2. This panel shows where we're seeing guys who, you know, we don't see every week. Because I know Hammer, you know, you had your few guys who you saw, you know, most of the time. But, you know, I think what you're doing, i.e. these panel shows, is kind of good now, because I'll add both of these guys as friends on Soccer Manager now. I'll keep an eye out for their results. You know, they need a helping hand, they'll get an helping hand. You know what I mean?
Nice.
I need 3 loans pretty quick.
Well,
they all have to be rated 90 and over. What about Messi for a season?
Messi for one game, yeah, for the playoffs.
To be honest, as Barnsley manager, that's one thing I will not do unless I'm desperate. I can't see point in paying another manager's wages to loan a player.
Well, Mick,
I either have them myself or I don't need them.
Mick,
and it's okay.
I applaud that, but listen, there's no doubt about it. I got promoted because of the use of loans last year. Without my loans, I'd have been mid-table. That's
well, as managers, we have as principles, and they're mine. Unless it's an injury, and I can loan him for till end of season at most, or just for a couple of games till, you know, if I'm depending on, say, I've only got 2 left backs, and one's injured, and just a short-term loan. But other than that, I can't see.
Guys,
I'm not happy with paying other managers' wages.
You joked about Messi, but in the very original TFF, Ben loaned Mbappe to Notts County. I remember that.
Yeah.
And that was crazy. But there you go.
Now my chairman won't loan out Joe Campbell to Blackburn.
I don't know. But I mean, Mbappe at Notts County, that made me laugh.
Yeah, but, I'm helping. You know what I mean? Like, I appreciate. I mean, for game worlds like TFF, big. Oh.
We lost you, Ben. He was going to make a really good point as well. I know what point he was going to make.
Well, then finish it for him.
Oh, Hartlepool.
Ben, we lost you. Start again. Start.
Oh, have I gone off again?
Yeah, you're having a nightmare. Ben, I think you're going to say the importance of having good guys in charge of the big clubs. Am I right?
Yeah. I mean, like, not even that as well. To have guys in charge of clubs like we have here, like Barnsley, etc. It's important for a game like TFF. I mean, like, are you going to want to get managers coming in to a big game world with not necessarily the best team? I think the guys at the bottom, think it like a pyramid. Bottom's the biggest, and you work your way up. And I think guys like that are good for any game world, to be fair. So I don't mind helping people out.
They're the unsung heroes, and I'm glad you think that, Ben. And I wish more people did. Now, Richie, the Leeds boss, has made this point a few times. a successful, good game world, the very big clubs, you need the right people in charge for the better of the game world. No offence to Roy Keane at Liverpool, but let's have it right. He's looking out for himself and himself only. And he's welcome to come on and defend himself whenever he likes, but he's not going to be loaning anyone out this season or next season, and I'm sure he won't be losing any sleep over it. Don't see Chelsea helping anyone either. Man City, Man U, Spurs and Arsenal, yes, but Chelsea and Liverpool, no.
I think what's important to this game world is to really keep, and we've seen it in so many game worlds, to keep a squad limit and to keep it policed properly. I mean, without a squad limit, you'll get your Arsenals, your Man Cities, and they can be rolling with 100 players. We've seen it. Then it dies because
I think squad limits is a must.
These small teams like Barnsley, like your Scunthorpe, why you have a squad limit, still got access to this young talent who can help their club grow.
Yeah, you need a market that's not dried up. You need to give everyone a chance.
Yes, and if you're building from bottom upwards by young players, if the big teams, I mean, it's like Ben there with 500 million. He only has to sell Messi on. How many young players can he buy? With probably 100 million pound to spend, and it just dries the pool up, sucks it into one division, and all the bottom leagues quit. They all walk away.
Guys, does anyone know what's happening with the Nottingham Forest job? Has the vote closed? Is it still going? Because I haven't checked.
Well, the vote, according to Nick on the newsfeed, closed at 8. And last time I had it, Hammer was winning by a landslide. Unless there's been some late surge, I think Hammer's as good as got the Forest job.
So Hammer did vote for a saying.
Huh?
Hammer went to vote at last minute for a saying as well. So that's Hammer for you.
Was there a case for the Cheltenham boss? I've got to be honest, I know very little about him. He's not been very. I haven't heard anything in the newsfeed from him. I don't know if I'm wrong, but does anyone know who he is?
He was in my opinion, the lesser of two evils. I don't think anyone should be losing out to a job over Hammer after the job he's done at Spurs. But that's my opinion.
I just I've had a few messages off some of the quieter guys this week actually, and so there's a few managers that play the game, just want to pick their team, but they've I won't even name the names, but they've said they watch these shows, they enjoy all the news feed, they just don't like that's themselves getting in that side of it. So I respect that, but there's a lot of guys. There's a lot of guys in Division 4, for example, quietly building their teams, and that's enough for them. They're quite happy.
To be honest, Rob, I'd be quite happy to come on again, but like I said today, I'm a virgin at this, and there's a lot of guys, until they have that confidence, we haven't all got confidence of what you and Ben have, and once I'm happy with it and I'm comfortable now, I'm quite happy to come on again. But I think it's taking that first step that a lot of people are scared of, to be honest. And I think if they did have courage, I think they'll quite enjoy being able to put their opinion over.
I'm glad you said that, Mick. Look at me. I'm overweight. There's nothing special about me, but I've just, it's. And I'm certainly not an expert in this game either, but I really enjoy chatting to all new people. And through this show, I've spoke to people from all over the world because we've got TFF and we've got NWO. I loved Hammer's videos. I loved Ben's Division 2 stuff last year with the FIFA background. And I really like these panel shows, and I just enjoy them, to be honest. And the more people that come on, I think the more interesting it is, to be honest.
Well, it freshens it up. I mean, I've seen Rob on, I've seen Ben on, and I enjoy what I see in Hammer doing his Hammer TV. I enjoy it. But then there's a nice part where you can have a different opinion, and I think we've got that tonight with me and Phil. As well, where you've got another angle and another opinion. I'll do it again anyway.
Ideally, I'd like to get a manager from each division. It's not going to be possible every week, and I won't be able to do a show every week. It won't be possible, but we have, like you say, we've got some core regulars, but it is always good to get new, fresh people on. Anyone can come on, anyone. We can talk about anything as well. So, It's,
I mean, look at me. I've had a mare tonight with the connection. The dog was barking halfway through it. Do you know what I mean? I've come back in. Yeah, it's a confidence thing, really, isn't it? But
we're not the BBC. We're not slick and
we're not
professional.
the BBC. Yeah.
I'm in my grandmother's back room at the moment.
I mean, you see some of these guys in this division. I mean, last year I was
I want to rephrase that, you know, Rob. You're in your grandma's back room. You're in your grandma's back room. I say you might want to rephrase that.
In your grandma? Oh, Philip. Not. Wish we could edit that. I know. That's awful.
Yeah.
I tell you, the humour in Scunthorpe is shocking. Absolutely shocking. Right. Okay, lads. Anyone want to say anything else? Because I'm all out of questions. So.
What I want to say is a lot of these teams that how easy it is to bounce straight back up. I mean, I was scrapping with Keith from Blackburn last year.
I'm going to get him on. I'm going to get him on. The Irish lad.
But some of these teams, when you do drop, this is why it shook me up to actually buy a few more experienced players in, because once you do drop out of any division, you're not necessarily guaranteed to walk straight back up.
Yeah, Philip can vouch for that.
I've been playing for 14 months, to be honest. The online version. I've been playing the single version now since 2010, I think. So that's like 7 years. But Scunthorpe, this was my first relegation in the game.
Really?
It has hurt me. It has hurt me. And I am determined I will never quit Scunthorpe until I take them back up and beyond.
Oh, good man.
Good man.
You know
I don't care what job gets thrown at me, even if Manchester United comes up.
Well, you never know.
I'm not taking it. I wouldn't take Kev's job anyway.
Actually, I want one last thing I want to ask Ben. Ben, are any Division 1 managers under particular pressure right now?
You have to repeat the question again, because
which managers in Division 1 are under the most pressure, do you think, right now?
Under the most pressure?
Yeah.
What? Kev straight away for the start he's had at United. He had a bad start last season, another bad start this season. You know, he wasn't even pushing top 4 last season.
Actually, that reminds me. Now, there's been a bit of controversy as well. We might as well finish the show off with this. I don't like to leave anything out. I don't know if Mick and Philip are aware, but Hammer agreed a lot of deals with Tottenham and other clubs. And obviously, if Hammer is going to Nottingham Forest, those deals become null and void. Certain managers are furious.
I mean,
Ben, where do you stand on that?
Right. So I've lost 50 million on a Kyle Walker deal, and I might be pronouncing the name wrong. Godin, 94 centre back.
Godin,
yeah. Hammer was paying over the odds for him, in my opinion, and obviously I'm going to take the money. Yeah. So I've lost 50 million. Yeah. Kev's lost about 50 million in terms of who he was going to sell. No big deal. I mean, I can't. I'm not going to expect a new manager to come in and go, yeah, I'm going to buy that player internally off you for his max when I can go and buy blah 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 from external for half the price. I'm not that bothered, to be fair. Whoever gets Spurs, good luck to them. They'll be my direct rivals, technically, in terms of geographical location.
Only that, Ben. Tottenham won't be your rivals, I don't think. Whoever takes that team for about at least 2 seasons, they're playing catch up. Mm-hmm. That's the reality.
Oh, in terms of, yeah, I agree with that. In terms of, like, you know, the Arsenal-Tottenham kind of rivalry, because I do like to kind of, even though I'm not a London boy, I like to keep it real like that. But yeah, we'll see who gets it. I mean, 3 good managers so far have put their hat in, so we'll see.
Now, you can't expect any new manager to do. It's his team. He's got to be allowed to make new decisions.
Yeah, of course, 100%.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect a new manager can't be held to account of agreements that the previous managers made. 100%. You know, I mean, the guys have just got to understand. The new managers come in, the deal's maybe not on. He might want to keep certain players. He might not want the players that.
The deal isn't made between a club and the club. The deal is made between a manager and a manager. And if the manager goes to another team, then the
correct.
Yeah. The only thing I would argue is loans. I think loans should stand.
Loans should stand, yeah. And just to finish off your question, give Kev a lot of stick tonight. Chelsea, they underperformed this season. I mean, I don't think he's the type of guy. But if he underperforms, he's looking, he's banging trouble. And well, Man City bought themselves time last season. Whoever comes in at Spurs has got time now. Liverpool will be up there because of who's in charge, so it'll be interesting.
Ben, if you were taking over Tottenham, just hypothetically, you took that Tottenham job today, where would you put a target on for this season, for yourself?
Survival.
Top 10?
Yeah.
Top 10? Realistically? I mean, you could... I'll let you finish.
No, I just feel like you're completely starting again, but not only starting again, but everyone else has started the race and done a lap already, and it's...
Yeah, of course. I mean... The way I look at it, no matter what that new manager comes into, yeah, he's got the money to spend.
He's got some money.
He's got 200 odd million. Now, if you look at it, if you go out and buy, you got Neuer external, Neymar external,
Neymar's
Suarez.
The obvious one. Neymar's the obvious one.
But if you buy those 3 players I've just mentioned,
yeah,
that's your whole budget nearly gone on 3 players. So he's got to be smart, the new bloke, about what he does. Is he going to? Well, he needs a team, doesn't he? He needs 11 players, in my opinion, because that current team just.
I mean, even though I mentioned Gillingham managers being a good manager, he's a good manager. But I think at Tottenham, you need somebody. I'm not saying he doesn't know what he's doing, but just to get him back on track, you need somebody who really knows how to play his system and to sign them players and get best out of what he's got.
My name's been dropped in, and obviously I'm a Tottenham fan in real life, but I'll be honest. Completely honest, out of the managers that have gone for that job, I'm the least experienced, and if I don't get it, I'll be quite happy to stay at Colchester. I look at people like Ali Hayder at Sheffield United. He's done brilliant. He would be a good manager. Mark is an excellent manager. I think Iv loves the big club. I could see Iv do well there.
But there's a big thing to be said, and Philip will agree and I'll agree. We're a manager or a guy managing the club he loves.
I think to be honest,
you know what I mean.
When these game world starts, when you start a game world, I think the best thing you could possibly do is fit a manager to his home club, his love, his passion.
Philip, and that is a great idea for a new game world.
You would actually get then a game world where you didn't get people shifting clubs every 6 weeks or to get plow. And I think. Really and honestly, to be honest, I don't think people should be allowed to move clubs. I think if you don't make it at a club, you should be sat like anybody else and then start again and have to start again. But
then that kind of backs up what Ben said earlier. If you mess up a team, you should start.
You shouldn't be allowed to take on another big team.
Yeah. I mean, if I messed up at Arsenal, I'd take a 4 job or I'd have Birmingham any day of the week.
Yeah.
You'd have to go to Leighton Orient, wouldn't you? Somewhere like that.
I'd take that on.
Yeah.
The trick is to keep this game alive, is to keep players interested in joining your Colchesters, your Cheltenhams.
Yeah.
You'll get managers lining up all day long. And I'm not, I mean, you're a Tottenham fan, but you'll get managers lining up all day long to manage Manchester City and Manchester United and Arsenal's.
Yeah, there is one little thing as well. Ben will know this. The night that the TFF collapsed, the very first one, this game world, this TFF was put together and it all happened in one evening. And it was a little bit sloppy and a little bit hurried. And it was like clubs were being dished out like confetti. And as we've now, in hindsight, seen, there was an awful lot of fakes, multiple counts, cheats, and some bad eggs. Yeah. We've got rid of quite a few of them. And I honestly, I look at the likes of Chris Stapps at Northampton, Warren at Coventry, I forget some of the others, but we've had some really good additions coming in. And the game and the leagues are all much harder, I think, now.
The secret about it, as again, I know it's repeating itself, is keeping squad limits and letting these small clubs have a chance at capturing a young starlet and refusing to sell. I mean, I've had 5 offers for Maxi Gomez last week because he's probably going to get a rate rise. The centre forward who's playing for Celta Vigo, I've refused every one because he's my starlet and he's stopping with me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got a young lad called Phil Foden. We brought him through the ranks. I've heard I've heard he's got a bit about him, so he's staying at Coaster. Crikey, there's been some controversy this week. Honestly, there's a lot of controversial managers in this game. Right, lads, we're going to leave it there because this is going to take me 6 weeks to upload. It was meant to be
try my internet take 5 weeks.
Yeah, it was meant to be a half-hour show. It's been an hour.
An hour. It's nearly an hour. Yeah.
All right, lads. Thanks very much. I feel like this has turned into loose women. To be honest, we're all nattering away. I'm losing the professional.
It's the drink. It's the drink.
Yeah. All right, lads. Thanks very much for your time. Let's get you all back on before the end of the season. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, Rob.
Cheers.
Cheers, Rob.
Good luck, lads. Good luck to you all.